It's known as a city beautiful, Orlando, Florida, where millions of tourists visit each year. It's also home to UCF basketball. And today from CFE Arena, the Knights play host to UConn, the first of two regular season matchups between these two schools. Lineups today, keep a close eye on UConn super sophomore Daniel Hamilton. He's an athletic combo guard who can dish it, dunk it, drain it. Fun to watch, a triple-double this year for UConn. For UCF is A.J. Davis leading the Knights in scoring and rebounding, the transfer from Tennessee. Coaches today, Kevin Ollie, fourth year, 2014, won the school's fourth national championship, 20 wins a year ago, and a bid to the NIT. Johnny Jones' sixth season at UCF. His message to us today, got to limit transition points for UConn, rebound well against the Husky zone. That's been an issue this year for the Knights. Each team come off a tough loss. Dave Bryant alongside Bob Wenzel here. Bob called the UCF game Tuesday, the loss to Memphis. UConn lost to Cincinnati on Thursday night in Hartford. A one-point heartbreaker. 7-6 Taco Fall will jump it up with Sean Miller, the Cornell transfer for UConn. Tony Henderson, Joe DeRoz, Jeff Clark, our officials today. And at 7-6, we assume Taco Fall will win the jump, which he does. Right, Bob, every time.
UConn takes pride in their defense. It's the man-to-man variety. They will be up, pressuring, denying passes.
Shaheed Davis gets the start for UCF. And a drive and a foul early.
Well, Nolan is the center, giving away about 9 inches to Taco Fall at the start of this game. And Nolan will give up about 50 pounds when McBride comes in as the backup center.
A.J. Davis, team's leader, scoring and rebounding to the free throw line. Fouls on Philip Nolan, who is prone to foul trouble. That's been his MO at UConn.
That is Mr. McBride right there, 6'10", 325 pounds. Played great in the game against Memphis. Those two will share the center position.
A.J. Davis, son of Antonio, all-time NBA veteran.
2-2-1, designed to get a trap at the half court and then go back zone. UCF is not a team that can play man-to-man defense against UConn's quickness. They're going to play a matchup zone here.
Hamilton fires to Gibbs. Third and final school for Sterling Gibbs. Texas, Seton Hall, and UConn as a grad student this year. And he's going to be a big key for them.
And he can shoot threes at all 3 of those schools.
Miller to Gibbs up top with 2 on the timer.
There it is.
Rattles around and out, and Taco Fall doesn't have to go very high at 7-6 for the rebound. So Shaheed Davis and A.J. Davis in the starting lineup today. Here's Henriquez, the sophomore sharpshooter. Shaheed Davis had that shot blocked by Miller. Hamilton on the move.
Facilitator number 5.
Drive for Adams, floats and hits, a freshman. Roxbury, Massachusetts, the Boston suburb. Same hometown. Shabazz Napier now playing for the Atlanta Magic in the City Beautiful. They've got a game tonight at home at the Amway Center, about 10 minutes away against the Celtics. Henriquez led UCF with 65 threes a year ago. Not quite as effective beyond the arc this year. And a 3-second call in the paint against Taco Fall.
Well, UConn comes in to this game with a 1-point loss to Cincinnati, which is the second best team in this league aside from SMU. And they were very perturbed about the outcome of that one. So I would believe that they are going to be in attack mode in this game. Guards driving into the seams of the defense is the formula. Like that.
Kick out for Adams. Hamilton, spectacular athlete. Here's Gibbs for 3. 2 3-pointers. Sterling Gibbs rattled around and have popped out on him. And a rebound for Davis.
Highest IQ on the team, guy with the basketball. Does everything for his team.
Johnny Jones told us pregame he's been spectacular. Lived up to the billing. The transfer from Tennessee played mostly as a point guard last year on the scout team to understand more of the night offense. Henriquez baseline, wow, way long air ball. Here's Hamilton, defensive glass and a run out. Tough catch down low for Nolan. Mishandled. Hamilton baseline. Adams around Taco Fall, 7-6 with the wingspan, Bob. That's not easy.
37th block on the season right there.
His offense developing slowly. Only his third year of playing basketball. And Mamadou Njai of UC Irvine. And they played each other earlier this year. The tallest players in college basketball at 7'6". Walker back for Davis, 10 to shoot. Floats. Not this time. A.J. Davis crashes the boards. UCF ball.
When you're 7'6", you need to stay near the basket and affect the game defensively. He does that right there. Blocks the shot without jumping. He also intimidated on the last drive. Did not block the shot, but forced a pass to the perimeter. Rodney Purvis, 44.
For the first time, yep.
He is a terrific outside shooter. They use him as a spark plug off of the bench. Averages 13.5 a game.
Transfer from NC State and former McDonald's All-American. Another transfer, landing at UConn and producing some big-time results. But the Huskies need this win today. RPI 73 entering play at CBSSports.com. UCF is close to 200 in the latest RPI poll, so a loss today for UConn would be very damaging. Under 8 to shoot for Daquan Walker. 5 to shoot, pulls up, and seated for Philly is Pure. Purvis loves to run the court. Picks up the foul. First foul on Shaheed Davis, and the first team on the Knights in our opening moments. And who's coming in? Amita Brima is set to return.
He has played only 9 games this year. He has missed the last 11 games with a broken finger. The value that he brings to this team is shot blocking. As a freshman, 92 blocks. Last year as a sophomore, 121 blocks. In the first 9 games this year, 27, averaging 3 a game. He is key to the development of this team. It'll be interesting to see how his conditioning is after having missed that much time.
Great leader, team captain. Taco Fall head strip. Great hands by Sean Miller. Adonis Henriquez. This is Davis. Off a skip pass. Tried the reverse layup. And already Amita Brima, a big factor. Broke his right middle finger December 21st. Needed surgery on Christmas Eve. Handles here. Baseline some trouble and travel on Brima. His first handle returning from the injury.
Well, you can see his right hand taped up in this game. He's slapping 5 with his teammates, which is a good sign. Really happy for college basketball and for UConn to him get back. Anytime you have a guy like Denzel Valentine, his value to his team, and these players who are injured and come back in the season, it's great stuff.
Henriquez a miss. Leading three-point shooter for UCF, can't convert. Davis floats, can't get the roll as well. Off the back iron miss. Purvis on the move here. They're running right to the basket, but he lost it off his leg. Turnover, and UCF gets it when we return. The CFP Arena on the UCF campus in Orlando, underway an American Conference Showdown today. Meeting between these two teams, UConn has won 6 of the first 7. Welcome back to Orlando. Dave Ryan alongside Bob Wenzel, and Bob is head coach of Rutgers. You led the Scarlet Knights to 2 NCAA tournaments. A lot of college basketball fans want to know, UConn, right now, is this a team that can go dancing again 2 years removed from a national championship?
Well, their defense has been spectacular. 5th in the country field goal percentage defense. If the offense straightens out and gets more level, I think they have a good chance, yeah.
Offensively, as we look at the AT&T Fast Analysis, 3-point shooting a key for the Huskies. They buried 8 triples in that loss Thursday to Cincinnati.
The 3-point shot, very important for everybody in college basketball. UConn, no different. The matchup zone leads to shot blocks near the rim. That's what has to happen for UCF to stay close. The keys to the game, very important in this game for UConn to attack the rim. That's in their DNA. Hamilton has to be the facilitator. Rebound, lead the break. For the Knights, perimeter containment on the guards is important, and some inside-outside offense, especially when McBride is in the game.
And he is right now. First time, McBride in the lineup for UCF. Hamilton, the dynamic super sophomore for the Huskies.
Well, his shooting percentage, however, is in the 20s, and he does a lot defensively, rebounding, but offensively, he's been taking a lot of off-balance shots, which led to that low field goal percentage. He's got to get better.
Been in a big slump. 5 points the other night in that loss to Cincinnati at the XL Energy Center in Hartford. So McBride is in, and the big story for UConn fans, Brima has returned from the 11-game absence. The Huskies 8-3 without Amita Brima. The shot blocking man in the middle. Shaheed Davis, too strong on a three.
Nice challenge by Miller. 3-on-1.
Adams the run out. Back to Adams for two.
Good judgment by Hamilton. Avoid the charge, get it to a guy who can lay it in. Husky basketball is fast break basketball, traditionally 4 national championships that way.
Walker pulls up. Elbow jumper with some contact down low and a foul on McBride. That'll be his first.
UConn on the break. Get it to the middle. Make the proper pass. That's excellent fundamental basketball right there. McBride pushes off on Brima right away in the game. It's tall, thin against tall, wide at that position in the game right now.
Hamilton out. Omar Calhoun, senior from Brooklyn, in for the first time for the Huskies. Miller spins. Cornell transfer can't finish though. McBride, the space eater, has the defensive rebound.
The thing with McBride is he can't play extended minutes. You know, he averages about 20 minutes a game. I think they'd like him to do even more. He's coming into his own offensively.
Enriquez lost it. Purvis, the strip and the run out. Adams floats and converts, the freshman. Perfect in transition.
This is the thing that Donnie Jones feared most. The UConn fast break. The fast hands on defense, getting it done so far.
Walker pressed into action as a point guard with B.J. Taylor out for the year with a foot injury. McBride, wow, thud, way off a brick from the top of the key. Was that accurate? Thud? I mean, that was
like thud.
Not in the vicinity. Calhoun from long range.
Diminishing minutes, but valuable off the bench is Mr. Omar Calhoun.
Donnie Jones needs a timeout.
Good run by UConn. Fast break. They are up 6.
Immediate impact grad students, former Cornell star and Ivy League Player of the Year Sean Miller and Sterling Gibbs, Texas Seton Hall. His final school, UConn, he's getting it done.
Yeah, and it's different because in the Ivy League, you're not allowed to play in your 5th year. You can in all of the other conferences. So he had to transfer if he wanted to play basketball this year.
Davis up top. Way short on a three. Long rebound. Pulled down by Kenton Facey. His first action for UConn out of Jamaica. Purvis in the corner. Oh, back iron miss. Facey. Good position. Challenges McBride with the rejection, but Miller cleans it up for the hammer.
Nicely done by McBride, but because of his weight, can't get up twice in a row. Miller at the right spot.
9-0 Husky run here, Bob.
Zone. 2-3 variety.
Shaheed Davis. Skipping for A.J. Davis. The sophomore floats. Back iron miss.
Good shot, though, huh?
Better look. Knights have gone cold here. Not the start they wanted, coming off that high-scoring, thrilling game here Tuesday against Memphis. 97-86 was the final of the Tiger win on Tuesday night.
Shaq Goodwin of Memphis, 35.
He was fantastic. As was McBride, hitting all of his field goal attempts, all 8 against the Tigers in that loss. Calhoun, how about that? The runner. Makes 2 more for Calhoun.
Makes a 3, and then the drive like that, off balance. I would not call that a quality shot. However, it's nice to watch. 2-3 zone. Right here, McBride can pin his man in the lane. If he gets off of the lane, he's less effective. Against his own, he can pin Miller right here on the weak side. There it is. He's in the lane. They don't see him.
Strip and a foul. 5-minute drought for UCF.
Omar Calhoun, you made it 3. They guard you close. Nice response.
60,810 students, the second highest enrollment nationally to Arizona State.
The profile. It's early, but 14-6 isn't bad. You take a look at the RPI, 73, but those change constantly. Good wins against Michigan and Texas. That's going to be looking good on Selection Sunday. And there's no bad losses so far for Kevin Ollie's team. UConn with Grima back is better, for sure.
Davis lost it. 11-0 Husky run. Trying to expand on that.
Got to get organized here.
Calhoun, can he stay hot? Not this time, he brought a hand on it. Kenton Facey, good battle baseline, and UConn. Possession.
Well, UConn is 1 for 5 from three-point range right now, and that's not going to get it done. But they have the green light. So far, guys are shooting it with confidence. Gibbs has not made one yet.
Bob Knights are 1 for 12 from the floor, 8% to start the game here.
Good D by UConn. Passing on the ground, the perimeter against a matchup does not get it done. Got to get it to the penetration area like that.
Facey got caught in the air. Comes to Purvis, though, with 6 to shoot. Rodney Purvis banks it
That
in.
should not count. That should not count. No way. That was unintentional.
If our colleague Pete Gillen was here, you know what he'd say?
What?
It's 4:27 here in Orlando, and the banks are open. For Purvis. Gotta pay homage to Pete, you know. There's a steal again. Purvis, strip, steal, run out, layup. Wow.
Anticipation on D. They are proud of their D. We talked about it early. It's been absolutely present in this game. Perimeter guys, quick, fast hands. UCF has not been able to get the ball on the interior to McBride at all in the game.
16-0 run, and Hamilton almost had another steal on A.J. Davis.
Watch the anticipation right here by Purvis. Pass to the sideline is soft. He jumps right in between. Nobody's catching him on that play. And UConn loves it.
Tanksley Effiani is in the junior guard transfer from Daytona State Junior College for the first time for UCF here.
He's quick.
As is Chance McSpadden, handles here. And Matt Williams coming off the bench today to provide some energy. Donnie Jones told us pregame would be important in the lineup as well. Sam Cassell Jr. getting some playing time here for UConn.
Glenn Miller, one of the assistants for UConn, told me that Sam Cassell Jr. would get in the game because of his outside shooting ability. Has not played a lot of minutes.
2 to shoot on the inbounds play. Can you believe it? It's a second straight unintended bank. A.J. Davis beats the shot clock for a bank shot 3. Pete Gillen would go crazy right now. That's all I'm saying. Knights will take it. Ends a 16-0 run for UConn. Cassell Jr. right off the bench misses. Effiani fouling away the basket.
Davis is wise because the shot clock is going down. A little bit of runner off the board. He's not even smiling when he comes back, like it happens every day. Donnie told us before the game that he's very concerned about guarding the perimeter guys of UConn because of their quickness and their ability to take it to the basket. So far, they're not doing it.
Davis pump fake on purpose. McBride cleans it up.
That's what they've been waiting for. I think he needs more touches. Teammates not getting him the ball at all so far.
His first bucket of the game, averaging 13.5 points per game in league play. He's a weapon.
No doubt about it.
Purvis for 3. Buries it.
Green lights. A lot of guys who are great three-point shooters, they have bad memories because the ones they miss, they don't even worry about it. They just keep firing, and Purvis is one of those guys.
9 first-half points for Purvis to lead the way for UConn. You mentioned the other 2 transfers. Purvis as well from NC State has been fantastic off the UConn bench from Kevin Ollie.
Nobody on the glass at all in the white shirts.
Hamilton kicks out to Gibbs here. Bench points, all UConn 14-2 so far. Points in the paint, dominant. 12-2 for the Huskies. Hamilton lobs down low, and Brima finishes with the hammer. Welcome back to the UConn lineup, Amita Brima.
He's holding his lower stomach right now. I think he got hit by somebody on the way down right there. Staying in the game.
Foul call.
You can see he's bent over right here. I think he got hurt in the lower stomach area. Check out this pass. The facilitator right there. I don't see where he got hit. Oh, yeah, I see McBride elbow. UConn, interestingly enough, the head coach is a UConn grad, and so are all of the assistants.
Inbound play. Fiani can't finish. Tanksley, a second try and followed in by Chance McSpadden.
Grima is jogging down the court, talking to the official about the last play.
He was hitting a bit of a sensitive note.
Indeed.
Here's John Miller. Rims out. Grima.
His presence, huh? I mean, it makes a lot of difference at the defensive end and the offensive end.
Andre timeout. Amina Brima hurting a bit, but got to feel good after that. Big dunk on the lob. UConn shooting 53%, UCF 21%. Big lead for the Huskies today. Time for today's Eye Tracker, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Last year in this game, UConn ran the floor very well. Take a look at this. Filling the lanes, getting the ball out on the fast break. We've seen a lot of that in this game already. And watch the facilitation by number 5, a 6'7" Daniel Hamilton on the roll. We just saw this lob play moments ago. Take a look. Replay of last year. Hamilton, the facilitator. The finish by Brima. This guy knows how to play, and they know how to run.
Amina Brima had a great shoot-around this morning here at CFB Arena. And speaking with the UConn coaches just before the game, they thought, good chance he'd play. UConn fans have got to be so ecstatic to see him back on the court.
No doubt about it, Dave. And you know, right before the game, I was talking to the assistant coaches, and I noticed that he was out there in uniform. Now, all the rest of the games, he has not been out there in uniforms, so that was a key that he might be in. Having him back is so big, I can't tell you. At the defensive end, obviously, because of his shot blocking. But also, I mean, he's going to get to the line. He's going to score points. He lets them, because of his defensive rebounding, they get to run. The guards can gamble more defensively and go for steals because he's in the game. That's a lot of things.
Last game against UMass Lowell in December. 11 games out of the Husky lineup, but back here today.
Defense of the Huskies has been spectacular in this game.
Matt Williams pulls up. Rattles out on a three. Brima making his presence known with another rebound for UConn.
Looking for Gibbs in the corner.
Great career at Cornell in the Ivy. They've been doing things in the American as well for UConn.
Really, he's been one of their most consistent players. They've got the big four, Gibbs, Hamilton, Purvis, and Miller, all averaging 13, 11, right in that area. And then whatever they can get from the bench is gravy. Look at that block.
Blair trying to get a hand on that off the UCF bench for Donnie Jones on Efiani's drive toward the basket. Brima changes everything down there with his presence.
That is so true. And Long, so far, he's running up and down the court very well. He's not breathing that hard.
Bench points 18-4 for UConn. Efiani trying to change that step. Front iron miss. Miller good position. Weak side rebound.
Very nice. Blocked out. Fundamental guy, right?
He's an Ivy League guy. Gotta be. Cornell grad. Hamilton up top. Another miss for Hamilton. Rattles around, falls out, whistle, and a call off the ball.
A lot of talking going on between the post players in this game. There's a lot of banging inside. Officials trying to stay on top of it. You don't want that to accelerate into something that you don't want out there on the floor.
Senior from Fort Lauderdale, Bob, Stephon Blair picks up his first foul. McBride picked up his second before the last media timeout, so he's on the ninth bench. That hurts UCF.
There are 3 centers in the game so far for UCF now. Blair is the third. Taco Fall played the first few minutes, has not returned.
Gibbs 0 for 3. Good battle down low, and Davis ends up with it. Hustle from Blair. Davis. So Blair lost the hand. Look at Miller's hustle. And a foul call.
Well, Miller made a mistake on the outlet pass, but he made up for it on the hustle. They were 3 against him, and he prevented a shot and got possession for his team. Nicely done by Sean Miller.
Check down again with Shaheed Davis, Huskies ball.
First foul, A.J. Davis, that last exchange. Shaheed Davis out now. And here comes Gibbs.
I think A.J. Davis has to get the ball a little bit more and create on his own a little bit against the UConn defense. Trying to run your stuff is not getting it done.
Possession for Miller. Tip follow. Can't convert. Here's McSpadden, the freshman on the move for Davis. The extra step, perhaps, a little Euro step. And he'll get a foul call.
Well, that's what I'm talking about with Davis. I mean, he has to take control for Donnie in this game, because if he doesn't, things could go south pretty quickly. A.J. Davis is the best player by far on this team. 6'9", multi-skilled guy.
Dan Antonio, great NBA career. Missed there for his son A.J. Miss him over to college basketball with the CBS Sports app. We play every score, every game, every highlight right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app right now. Antonio should be in the arena today. He's missed just one UCF game this year. Legend from UTEP, second-round pick, long NBA career, was an all-star in the association as well. Had a great career.
They've gone here a lot. Most reliable post player, bad pass.
Williams, good anticipation. Lob, McSpadden, but Davis can't finish. On the fast break, run out. Good hustle, A.J. Davis. Steal the outlet pass. Then the scrum. Possession arrow, if that's the call, is pointed the other way. Let's find out.
Timeout called by your rights.
UCF got a timeout before that happened. It's all UConn in the American Conference today. Needing a win against the Knights. We mentioned this is only the 8th all-time meeting between these two schools. The first meeting back in 2005 was the last time UCF played in the NCAA tournament. A win for Kevin Ollie's alma mater against the Knights by 6 points. UConn, of course, the 4 national championships. Since 05, the 10 years, UConn's been to 8 postseasons.
Well, we have the camera on Donnie Jones in his 6th year right there at UCF. Of course, he was Billy Donovan's main assistant at Florida. They won 2 national championships. So both of these coaches involved in the ultimate game in college basketball.
That's right, no question. The 6:07 for the Gators up in Gainesville. Williams lost the handle again. Gibbs. Purvis almost had the steal. Good hustle for Blair. Davis up top tries a 3-2. Strong. Adams tripped on the way up court. Donnie Jones was an assistant, as we talked about, with the Gators, 11 seasons. Helped Billy Donovan win 2 national titles, back-to-back rings in 06-07. Jones, the Knights' 3rd head coach since entering into Division I play after a good stint at Marshall in Conference USA.
Well, I'll tell you what, he does a very, very good job. And of course, at Central Florida, you mentioned it's one of the largest schools, if this the largest attendance in all of college. And of course, what they have to do is build this program back up. They lost several players, and they're losing 1 player from last year's team, who really was a tremendous player, B.J.
Taylor.
And with him gone, they're struggling at the point guard position.
After 3 seasons with a foot injury, out for the year. They'll take a red shirt. Taylor watching today, but can't help out. Good 19 they need him. 5 to shoot for Gibbs. Kenton Facey bouncing down low, and a good catch, but Nolan can't finish.
Got off balance, got too far underneath the basket. That was not an easy shot. He was under the basket too far. It looked like it might be easy because it was close, not so.
Easy for me to say, right?
Right.
Enriquez drives the basket, foul on the way to the goal there by Kenton Facey.
Facey and Nolan in together right here. Notice he is underneath, his head is underneath the rim. He had to reach back to shoot the basketball. Too bad for Nolan. Nolan was a starter on the 2014 national championship team. Has become a sub for this group. Of course, he had Shabazz Napier dominating play for Kevin Ollie that year. Enriquez has been open and has not made shots so far in this game.
Scoreless. That changes for the former Florida High School State Player of the Year in Class 2A, a state champion as well, Adonis Enriquez. Tied for first in the team with Matt Williams, 33 made threes on the year, but quiet so far today.
Man-to-man defense right here. That is not the strength of University of Central Florida's team, but they're having to do that because they're so far behind in the game. This is an opportunity for UConn to go pick and roll and drive it to the basket.
Gibbs, long range 3, that's a bomb. Back iron. McSpadden the rebound.
I like McSpadden keep and go.
No shot. No shot.
Huskies foul, number 0, Villanova.
Breaking the action from Orlando. Huskies looking good on the road in the American Conference today. Head coach Johnny Jones told Bob and I pregame points off the fast break would be critical, and it's 9-0 off turnovers and fast break so far in this game today. Wake up with the morning's most outrageous team coverage from Radio Row in anticipation of Super Bowl Sunday. River and Carton from Radio Row all week, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home on CBS Sports.
Fast hands on the defensive end is the signature of UConn. Fast break basketball because of the defense. Fast breaks when the other team scores, not so good. But when your guys are anticipating like UConn guards are right now, in the passing lanes, as you mentioned, 9 points off the turnovers. This is what Kevin Ollie likes. This is what he did when he was a player at UConn and in the NBA. He was a point guard at UConn, cerebral type, trying to get that instilled in his team. A little bit different for UConn with the roster. They have lots of transfers. Typically, they have Kemba Walker and Shabazz Napier and Ryan Boatwright and these great guards that have been there for a while. This is a little bit different. Finding the chemistry has been, I think, part of the struggle for this team so far. They have high standards at the University of UConn, UConn for sure. And of course, he holds his players to very, very high standards as well.
Foul before the break was on Nolan for UConn, his second. Blair missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Hamilton inbound on his own baseline here. Hamilton splits defenders but lost the rock. Davis on the move for Chance McSpadden. The lefty layup. The and one for McSpadden. A chance for a three-point play.
Talk about fast hands leading to fast break. How about this for the Knights? Hamilton gets stripped. 4 guys were in the paint. 2-on-1. How about the bounce pass? That's what was needed. Air pass would have been intercepted. Well done. Davis to McSpadden. This kid is very, very quick.
Foul on Adams. Second. Chance McSpadden. Freshman from Winter Haven. We're not far from where we are here in Orlando. Class 6A All-State player last year.
The judgment problems come in with both teams when they try to penetrate into the lane into a crowd. And once that happens, you find yourself in no man's land and nowhere to go with the basketball. It's happened twice in the last 3 possessions for both teams.
Grima seeing significant minutes coming off the finger injury. Gibbs trying to get going here. Locked away. Stephon Blair with a foul call.
Spread the floor and go with the dribble. 3 players in the lane, but Gibbs able to pull up. Notice how he did not go all the way to the basket. That would have been disaster. The pull-up early is very, very smart by Gibbs.
Second foul on Chance McSpadden there. And Gibbs see his non-conference and American Conference numbers. One more. His first point of the day coming up on AT&T at the half. Join Brian Custer, John Rothstein, Swin Cash, Brandon Haywood. On college basketball, it's coming up on AT&T at the half. Gibbs hits 2.
McSpadden and Davis. They can go to the basket and try to get something. That's their best option right now.
Enriquez has been very quiet. As has Davis, team's leading scorer and rebounder. Through traffic, kick out. Williams, 3 ball, too strong. Another miss from 3-point range. UCF is 1 of 9 from beyond the arc.
They are being challenged. They are not getting open threes. There's a lot of different kind of threes, and the ones that have a hand up in the face or on the ball don't have a good percentage of going in.
That's 11% from beyond the arc in the first half. You're right, they are challenged. Purvis, hesitation move, lobs down low. Brima, good catch in the paint. Had it stripped by Stephon Blair. Good defense.
Lobs are good for dunks, but if you don't get a dunk, it takes too long. It attracts the defense.
Another three-point miss. Purvis lost the handle. McSpadden. Stephon Blair. Kick out Henriquez. The pump fake. Two-pointer. Front iron miss. Tip. Foul call. A.J. Davis over the back.
A.J. Davis. A.J. picks up his second. Team's 8.
That's a problem, but the effort was there. Donnie Jones cannot be too unhappy about A.J. Davis's effort on the offensive glass. When you're 1 for 9 from 3 and you're not making twos, you got to get points somehow, and you got to do it on the offensive glass.
Check out the game is A.J. Davis.
This has been the MO of late, Bob, with UConn. Very good first half play. Second half, they've come out flat. The last 3 games, shooting only 24%. In the second half, 3 made threes in the second half of those 3 games. We'll see if that changes today.
Are you trying to jinx them?
I'm just saying, it's been a storyline. And Husky fans up again, they know it. They know it.
Well, you don't want to, when you're a player, you don't want to think about those kind of things too much, because the self-fulfilling prophecy comes into play. Ooh, that was almost a steal by Adams. Notice how far they're catching the ball out. They're running their offense from about 35 feet away. And McSpadden can go off the dribble on Gibbs. He's got quickness.
Another 10 to shoot. Shaheed Davis up top, launches 8-3. Finally, from beyond the arc, just the second triple of the game for UCF.
Even though he's 6'9", that's the best thing he provides for this team. Outside marksmanship.
18th made 3 on the year, shoots 40+% from three-point land. They needed that one badly.
No doubt.
Adams for Gibbs. Can he get going from 3? There it is.
How about that answer? Competitive individual right there.
That's his 43rd made 3, coach. Tops on the UConn team.
Yep. He and Purvis.
A couple of pretty good transfer guards there. Among the best in the country. Shaheed Davis in trouble. Nifty pass Blair, but he couldn't find the handle. UConn so quick with their hands defensively. Adams, coast to coast for 2.
He gets a lot of layups. He's not a three-point shooter, but this guy can score points in transition. UConn has to be thrilled with their perimeter defense in this game.
Doubling up the Knights on the road. Impressive showing for the Huskies here.
Look at this bothersome. Hands everywhere. That is a tough shot.
It was.
He manufactured that one.
Timeout in Orlando. Knights showing some life thanks to Matt Williams. Coming up on AT&T at the half, join Brian Custer, John Rothstein, Swin Cash, Brendan Haywood. A look around college basketball. First half highlights and stats from this game today in the American Conference. Nationally, Oklahoma beat LSU by 2. How about Buddy Hield last night with 32 points?
Yeah, he's the player of the year, no doubt about that. Talk about a guy who has gotten better and better and better during the course of his career. Nice to see.
Off here, Bob. 10 seconds in the half. Here's Adams. Lobbing. Finish for Miller. Up and away. Sean Miller elevates and hammers it home. Wow.
How about that timeout?
And that's the end of the first.
Kevin Ollie designs the lob play, and Sean Miller delivers. Take a look at this pass, and watch the elevation of Miller. Lob, his head's at the rim. Beautiful teamwork. Nicely designed. Nice half for UConn.
9 for Purvis, 8 for Adams, and that spectacular dunk for Miller. 7 first half points and 7 rebounds. Coming up after the break, it's AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. In Hartford, UConn was 14-28 from the floor, 50% in the first half. Today, here in Orlando against UCF, they are 14-28 for 50% in the first half. They lost that game to Cincy by 1 Thursday. Hoping to win here today against the Knights. Welcome back to Orlando. Dave Ryan, Bob Wenzel, former head coach at Rutgers. Watch UConn in the first half here, Bob. You think this is an NCAA tournament team? They're living up to their potential.
Well, I think they're getting better, and the big deal is that Brima is now back playing, and he played 9 minutes in the first half. He didn't look that fatigued. He had an impact at the game, both ends of the floor. What it allows is the perimeter players to go out and pressure, and that's how they got the head. Let's show these highlights, okay? Because this is really very impressive stuff. The double team in the post. Purvis jumps in the lane, fast break. in the lane. Adams delivers. Perfect 3-on-1. Adams 4 for 5, 8 points in the first half. And he normally is a 6-point-a-game guy. Purvis, 9 points in the first half. Very, very active. And also, he made threes.
Stats first half, as we talked about, matching their 50% from the floor against the Bearcats on Thursday, but the second half has been a struggle the last few games for UConn.
Well, they've been efficient on offense. That's the 50%. And they've been great on defense. That's the 24% that you see for UCF. 2 for 11 from downtown for UCF. Turnovers about even, but really this is typical UConn basketball, the way that they would like to play. Active defensively, pressure on the perimeter, get runouts.
Knights held to a season low in the first half, only 20 points in the first 20 here today against UConn. Hamilton kicks out.
Hesitant to shoot.
In a slump, but over Taco Fall, 7-6. Daniel Hamilton has his first 2 of the game.
He could have shot that on the first penetration, but his confidence is not there. So he did it on the second time. That could bring him back.
Reigning American Conference Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's a facilitator. I mean, you know, I love to watch Hamilton play because when he gets rebounds, he leads the break and usually makes very good passes. Leads the team in rebounding, leads the team in steals, leads the team in assists. Even though he's not scoring well, he's a big part of their success.
Second in the American Conference in assists is Daniel Hamilton behind SMU's Nick Moore.
That's a good guy to be behind. Nick is a great player.
Another great year. Enriquez quiet in the first half. Taco Fall. Only a few minutes of action, trying to acclimate him to the college game. His 3rd year playing college ball. Walker up top, 3-point Reynolds out. And Taco Fall a hand on it, but called off of Philip Nolan and the Knights keeper.
Best player, A.J. Davis for Central Florida, 1 for 8 in the first half. That is not going to get it done. Here he is inbounding the basketball.
5 points, 4 boards in the first half. And the Knights need him badly to produce to get back in this game.
I'm surprised McSpadden isn't starting the second half because he was the most productive player. Big lift off the bench, 2 for 2, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, 5 points. Look at how they go, push the guy away from the screen. Switch.
Under 10 to shoot. A.J. Davis floats through the lane. FD banker, not this time. Adams has the rebound.
Let's give some credit to Nolan challenging that play right there.
You're right, the UConn defense has been ferocious all game. Gibbs misfires this time, Davis the rebound. Not many uncontested looks, Bob, for UCF all day.
You got that right.
Long range, Enriquez, another miss. Long rebound, and Adams tracks it down, saves to Nolan.
I like Adams, number 2. Freshman. This is a guy who's going to be a star at UConn. He's got the quickness. He's pretty big at 6'3". Pretty cerebral as well.
Saw Shabazz Napier interviewed recently talking about Jalen Adams from the same hometown, Roxbury, Massachusetts, outside Boston. Big age difference. They didn't play together, but he knew about him, and they have been in contact since. It's out of bounds. Turnover. Lots of upside for UConn this year, no question, but still 6 losses, 3 in the conference. Can they get the ball rolling here with February right around the corner? Walker lobs down low. There's Taco Fall at 7-6. Doesn't have to elevate much. First points of the day.
Walker did not do a lot in the first half. He's really a converted guard. He's not really a point guard. Seeing some high-flying stuff in this game.
Hamilton kick out. Here's Miller. Long rebound for Philip Nolan.
Yeah. Nolan does all the little stuff, doesn't he? Long rebound, 6'10" guy goes and gets it.
Senior from Milwaukee. 98th career game as a Husky for Philip Nolan. Got to have guys like that. Adams over Taco Fall. No, sir. It's blocked. But not out of bounds.
Shot clock.
Timer at 8 for Sterling Gibbs. Around Taco Fall. Lays it in.
That's the up and under. Taco Fall blocked the last shot. It was up. Gibbs went underneath his arm to make the play. Smart guy.
That wingspan, that reach, not easy to do.
Well, he went under the reach. That's the key.
Sterling Gibbs comes from a great family of basketball players. Brother Ashton was spectacular at Pitt. Two brothers still play college ball. Hamilton kicks out. Adams, not this time. Hamilton, the rebound. Taco Fall's third block of the day. Here's Walker. Little shake and bake. Lost the handle. Enriquez declines to try the three. He's 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, 0 for 4 from the game, and he's injured behind the play.
Gotta get organized here. That's not a good way to be on the break.
Enriquez is hurt, Bob, behind the play.
Well, the officials cannot stop the play when a guy goes down like that. They have to wait till the play is finished. See if we can show you how this happened. 6'6", two-guard. On his way to the basket. Ooh, that hurts.
Timeout here in Orlando. Adonis Enriquez being attended to. 6 sophomore guard from here in Orlando, out of Orlando Christian Prep. Adonis Enriquez being looked at by night trainers. Taken off the court a moment ago. Already, the Knights that we talked about, Bob, without their best player, B.J. Taylor, leading scorer from a year ago. Had 17 double-figure scoring games. Out of the 26 a year ago for the Knights. An injured foot in the preseason and lost for the year. And as Donnie Jones reminded us pregame today, devastating.
I had a nice conversation with him a few days ago. Spectacular kid, focused. Feels like he's in pretty good shape because he's able to use machines and to keep his upper body there. And without him, they lost their lead guard and leading scorer, as you mentioned, Dave. And they've had a tough time adjusting to that loss.
Laquan Walker, basically a two-guard, now converted to point. He's got to run the show for the Knights. He's a good team leader, but he's not B.J. Taylor at that position, for sure. Davis spinning through traffic. Draws the contact, foul call.
Well, the big man has done a good job in the second half. Only 4 minutes played in the first half. He's blocked several shots, got a dunk in this half. Taco Fall at 7'6". He's done a good job in the second half. They need more of this. Tallest players in the NCAA, Amadou Ndiaye. Of course, Taco Fall played against Irvine. They played against one another earlier in the year.
Game won by the Anteaters, Big West reigning champs. Here in Orlando back in November. Pretty cool to see 2 7'6" guys going head to head. Adams the handle, under 10 to shoot here for UConn. Brima, baseline, challenging the 7'6" Taco Fall for an iron miss.
Those are the kind of defensive possessions that Donnie Jones would like more of. All 5 guys in the zone were moving.
Missed back iron, Matt Williams on a 3. Purvis, good hustle to Brima. Back in the Husky lineup.
We got Miller at the 4 right now and Brima inside with 3 guards. This is the lineup that can be most effective for this team. Active hands by Shaheed Davis on the left wing.
Gibbs, 2 to shoot. Sterling Gibbs. Missed the rim. Shot clock violation on the Huskies.
Well, that was the worst possession of the game. Ollie and Carl Hobbs talking about it on the sideline over there. He is unhappy with that for sure. Opportunity right now for the Knights to get back into this game.
Can they take advantage? Team's leading scorer, A.J. Davis. Good pump fake on Purvis, but way off on the shot. Ball had a hand on out of bounds, and the Huskies get it back.
That's tough. when your best guy is having an off night against a really good team like A.J. Davis is having right here, 1 for 9 from the field. That's going to cause problems. It's too bad because A.J. Davis is trying hard to get his team back in here. Unselfishly doing it.
1 for 10 from the field, 1 from 3, 4-3 from three-point range for A.J. Davis. So just 2 points, 5 points, excuse me, and 2 fouls. 6 rebounds for Davis so far.
Gibbs is out of the game after that last possession where the clock ran out. Calhoun, who did a good job in the first half, right here, playing.
Daquan Walker, watched by Adams. The senior, step back. It's a 3.
He deserved that because he was guarded well. Adams had a hand right up in his face on the shot, made it anyway.
Knights leader in assists per game, has his first 3 of this one today, and 18th of the year. Hamilton floats, trying to lob down low. Brima battling the big man Taco Fall. Things get a little bit rough.
I think we got one official calling traveling, 2 officials calling the foul. They're going to get together. I believe this was a foul. Taco Fall forced the travel by bumping into him.
Justin McBride checking out his Taco Fall.
Drive, the ever-present. He gets a piece of it for sure. As a result, right here, he lower bodies on Brima, knocks him out of bounds.
It's not often Amita Brima at 7 foot has a big height disadvantage with 7'6" Taco Fall. Turnover right back to UCF here. Taco's out for now. He's played well today, though.
Oh, no doubt about it. UConn's offense is sputtering right now. They are out of sync, and UCF is not taking advantage.
McBride back into the game for UCF. Had 2 fouls in the first half. Limited.
McBride is angry because he's not getting the basketball. He feels like he's open, and his teammates are not delivering.
Walker front iron, a miss. Rebound. Omar Calhoun, the senior from Brooklyn. Here's Hamilton, open for 3. That's got to feel good for Daniel Hamilton.
That's for sure. He's been really struggling with his shot. Made a runner in the first half.
Got 5 points, had 18 double-figure games last year. Brima up high. Apparently the fingers feel just fine. A shutdown of Shaheed Davis. Calhoun.
Over the top.
Back to the Knights.
This is a layup if Brima is not in the game. 7-footers here. He goes straight up in the air. There is contact, but he's got the principle of verticality working for him. Terrific shot block.
Here's Walker. Adams out. Calhoun the rebound. Hamilton. Kick out. Purvis. McBride clear out with that width and girth at 325. Powerful player. Walker up top. Needs it. Can't find the range.
Fast pace right now is making both teams tired. We got a timeout by UConn here.
UConn still in control for Kevin Ollie, head-to-head with the Knights in the American Conference on CBS Sports Network today. Buddy Hill last night, so it has been a wild month as we see some of the headlines here.
Yeah, definitely. Kansas, Michigan State, Oklahoma losing. Duke loses 4 out of 5 in 3 straight. And teams in the top 25 that weren't there at the start of the season. This is extremely healthy for college basketball. I love it. Every day some new drama unfolds. And as crazy as February was, as January was, February is going to be just as crazy.
We can't wait, right? Hamilton drives in for 2 off the glass.
Taco Fall is out of the game. The rim is not as protected with McBride in there. UConn takes advantage. Smart play by Hamilton.
Today, the top 10, number 6 Villanova beat St. John's. 8th-ranked Maryland beat Ohio State and Iowa. At number 3 beat Northwestern in the Big Ten. Big block Brima, whistle first.
Hamilton is having a good day. I call him the facilitator. He's got brains. Taco Fall out. He drives to the basket.
players have scored for UConn, but no one in double figures. Knights have no one in double figures either so far. Road to the Final Four continues tomorrow night on CBS Sports Network. Top 15 action. Larry Brown's 13th ranked SMU Mustangs take on Houston in the American Conference. 8 Eastern, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. SMU beat Memphis last night. Devastating loss for Josh Pastner's Tigers by 12. Nick Horn 22. Houston, East Carolina, Bob, 97-93 in double overtime.
Rob Gray Jr., 31 for the Cougars. And Kelvin Sampson's team going against Larry Brown and his group. You look at those standings, Cincinnati is a very, very good team. They've won 6 out of 8 games. The 2 losses, 2 points at SMU, 2 points at Temple in double overtime. So Cincinnati, a force to be reckoned with. And of course, they just beat UConn by 1 point in this, their last time out.
58-57 up at Hartford. We saw Hamilton out, 3 fouls for now. Davis missed the first, hits the second for the Knights. Amway Center, a few miles from here on the UCF campus, hosts the American Conference Tournament this year. And as good as SMU has been, top 10 RPI, 1 loss, they cannot participate. So who's going to win the conference tournament?
That's a good question.
Wow, it's wide open.
Not wide open. Not wide open.
Fun to watch.
Cincinnati, Connecticut.
Temple. How about Memphis? Tulsa. How about Tulsa? UConn's looking like a team to beat right now.
Well, 27 points, and we're halfway through the second half, so the defense is there for the Huskies for sure. They have been proud of that all year long. This is not a surprise in terms of their performance defensively. They're 5th in the nation field goal percentage defense. But offensively, they are a team that sputters. Occasionally good, sometimes they stall out.
Second half, a little slow again. Kind of been their MO the last few times out. Calhoun floats, looking for Brima on the lob, and it's out of bounds. Right back to the Knights.
Well, the lob play is a wonderful, wonderful thing when you see it. It's extremely entertaining, but they've tried it about 5 or 6 times in the game, successful about half of the time. Balanced scoring for UConn.
Serve roll today. McBride gets physical. Hook is short front iron.
Hasn't had many shots. 20 in the last game against Memphis for McBride. Has not been a big factor in this one.
1 for 4 from the field so far. Only 2 points for Justin McBride. You're right. Not so far too much of an influence for UCF. Calhoun, free throw line jumper, short.
Oh, big time rebound.
Kenton Facey, but too strong on the putback. McBride bats it out toward midcourt, right to Calhoun.
Facey made a terrific play, not strong enough to finish though.
Here's Gibbs. Purvis with 6 to shoot. Calhoun lost the clean handle. Who's got the rock? Williams the battle. Shot clock expires. Here's Davis. Matt Williams. There's 3.
Best form shooter on the Knights team. Coming off the bench, typically a starter. This kid works. I was here a few days ago doing the Memphis game, and in the morning, he worked up a sweat shooting before his teammates even came out for the shoot-around. Hard-working young man.
Led UCF 56 made threes 2 years ago. Injured last year in the wrist. Game 1 of the season, missed the whole year. Effiani, the overplay. Kenton Facey for Purvis, baseline, 5 to shoot. McBride apiece. Rejected by Justin McBride. Harassed across the midcourt line. Here's McBride, and offensive foul. Throws that big arm out.
Justin McBride, and his 3rd personal team's 2nd.
Inside, no double, no problem. Brima in terrific position right there. So Brima not only a shot blocker, but a guy who takes the charge. Nolan, his typical game is taking charge on offensive players in the paint. You do both, man. That's something.
Miller posted up against McBride, and if that's the big guy, that's number 4 on Justin McBride.
Justin McBride picks up his 4th.
Have to go to the bench. Taco Fall will have to go right back in for Donnie Jones here.
Checking in is Taco Fall. Checking out is
Clearly he's got him with his right arm. Trying to get over the top. McBride has to play between people in the basket. He's really not quick enough to go sideline, three-quarter kind of defense.
Sean Miller drives the paint over Taco Fall. Almost got that one to go. Miller battles. Williams the challenge. Contact foul call.
Shoe comes off right here. Game the other day, A.J. Hammonds of Purdue played the game running with his shoe off. You got to hand it to Miller, man. He's going straight at the big guy.
And it'll be a shooting situation for the Huskies. And foul will be number 32, Sean Miller.
Miller's good to go here. 11 points, 8 boards in that loss Thursday at Cincinnati up in Hartford.
Solid player, graduate transfer, as you mentioned, from Cornell in the Ivy League. In that league, you're not allowed to play a fifth year, even if you're redshirted, so he had to transfer.
Hits the first. Tonight at 8 Eastern, the toughest sport on dirt takes center stage from the heart of Orange County with the PBR Built For Tough Series Anaheim Invitational right here on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Perfect free throws by Miller.
Got 9 points. Still no one in our game in double figures. Still. Not sure I've seen that recently. Fiani the miss. Long rebound, Rodney Purvis on the move for UConn.
Good judgment. White jerseys were back.
And that's a foul for Knights. Number 22, Chance
McSpadden commits the foul for head coach Johnny Jones in year 6 here in Orlando at UCF. Bob, let's revisit the AT&T Fast Analysis.
Well, three-point shooting had to be there for UConn in this game. Their percentage isn't great, but they've made 5 in the game. They started off very cold, but they have stepped it up. Purvis, of course, and Gibbs are the guys who make most of them. And they need three-point shooting to round out their offense. AT&T Fast Analysis.
22%, Bob, for UConn shooting in the second half. Now, I mentioned that in the first half. Here are the second half numbers. They shot 26% against Tulane, won that game. 19%, these are second half numbers, against Georgetown, won that game. 29% against Cincinnati, lost that game. Second half for Kevin Allard. Being a question. What's happening with these Huskies after the break?
Well, I'll tell you what, their defense is the main thing. Because when you can shoot 19% in the second half and win, you're doing other things very, very well.
You're right. Suffocating defense today. It's been the case all afternoon and early evening for the Knights. That might have been touching the cylinder. It was.
Off-balance shots have been a boogaboo for this team. I think their drives to the basket, better to land on 2 feet and take an on-balance shot than the floaters that we see sometimes with UConn's team. Determination at this end. Guard your own man the best you can. The less help, the better the defense.
Tanksley to Fiani. Chance McSpadden hangs, but can't hit. Taco Fall a hand on it. Comes to McSpadden, but rejected Miller. Taco Fall will go to the free throw line.
UConn foul calling Sean Miller. Miller picks up his
action in the paint. Multiple jumps. Trying to extend the play. And Miller, even though he made a good play on there, got hit in the head with the elbow of Taco Fall.
Wow. Everything would go down for Taco there.
When you have guys who are not good free throw shooters, very important to remind your team to block out if you're the defensive team.
Njai at 7'6". Taco Fall at 7'6". They are 2 of the tallest, 40 tallest people in the world. That is something quite distinguishing. 7'6". Taco's a great young man. Engineering major here at UCF. Purvis to kick out. Adams off the clean handle, drives, and up goes Taco. That's a goaltending count.
Goaltending to
you know what? Not a bad play. if he's going to be a terrific shot blocker, not only on guys in the paint, but coming off on the move, he needs to practice this. Not only in practice, but in games. The intimidation factor can be there for him.
We finally have our first double-figure score. It's Jalen Adams with 10. Took a long time.
He averages 6.
Davis, quiet today. Spin move. A.J. Davis fouled him. And it's a UConn foul with 0. Philip Nolan.
Well, they got Davis the ball with his back to the basket in the lane instead of having to dribble from about 30 feet away, which he's been doing all game long. He can play 3 different positions on this team. And this is a subpar game for him by far.
Husky's substitution back in as Daniel Hamilton.
1 for 10 from the field. Wow. 6 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist for Davis. That's right. Not one to remember.
I don't know about his legs. Let's take a look at his legs on his free throw and see if he bends his knees. That first one went up, and he shot it without any bend in his legs at all. See, he barely bent his knees at all, and when that happens, you lose your rhythm with your shot, you lose your elevation on your shot. You could be tired.
Shoots 84.5% from the line coming in.
That first one was a brick.
Very strong. Prime is back in. UConn fans so happy to see him back in the lineup after 11 games out. Change look at the Huskies. In February, early March, to wrap up the regular season in the American Conference. Hamilton from the wing hits.
Best offensive game shooting in a while. He's made floaters, he's made long shots. Now he hits one, the medium shot off the dribble.
Physical play, turnover. Gibbs, the fake pass, and the finish for Sterling Gibbs.
Nice 2-on-1. Gibbs is going to shoot the ball most of the time. He is not allergic to any shots, I can tell you that.
Gibbs one of 3 Huskies with 9 points in this game, and Adams has 10 to lead the way for UConn. Tanksley Effiani challenging Miller. Lost that head-to-head confrontation, stripped away by the Cornell transfer. Here's Gibbs in transition. Kick out for Adams. Skip for Miller. Some contact. Up and over Taco Fall. Sean Miller not bothered by the 7'6" Taco Fall. 2 more for UConn. Tremendous teardrop. You gotta go way up, don't you? Hamilton the rebound. There's a lob. There's Amina Brima. Running the floor.
This is typical Daniel Hamilton. Get the rebound at one end, handle the ball in transition, and deliver to a teammate. Miller. Pump fake. Aware of the big man and shoots it from the ceiling. No way you're blocking that one, he says. And right here, Brima running rim to rim.
Brima in his return has played 18 minutes. He's got 6 points and a couple rebounds and 2 blocks. Been a factor.
No doubt about it. Hamilton's been a factor in this game as well. UConn in the middle of the pack with UCF. Lots and lots and lots of games to be played in conference all around the country. So you look at these standings, and 7 days from now, they could be completely different.
You're right about that. I'm going to stick with my wide open American tournament. I mean, Houston could come in and make some noise here in Atlanta.
Justin
McBride for 2. Wide open year in college basketball. Bob, I love it.
McBride's shot right there has been few and far between. He's got no good looks in this game.
Traveling call. Hamilton the free throw line.
As a travel turns over to Knights. And
4 points from McBride today. So my prediction, Coach, is you're going to have 2 teams in this year's Final Four that will shock college basketball fans. And the national champ will be a big surprise. I'm going on record.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
Year of the shocker, college basketball. It's fun to watch.
The Wichita Shockers?
Maybe. Playing well in Missouri Valley Conference.
Number 3, A.J. Davis.
3 fouls on Davis.
Davis. Third, team's 6th.
If Xavier won it all, would that be a shock to you?
No, Xavier's a great team.
I mean, they're a great team. Top 10
they're
RPI.
experienced. If you look at, if you talk about experienced teams, Xavier is one of those. Iowa is another one that is extremely experienced. Oklahoma is an extremely experienced team. And then you got teams that are not experienced, like Kentucky. North Carolina has the most talent. There's all kind of things could happen, right?
UNC's playing so well. Unbeaten in the ACC.
UConn, when they play great defense like they play in this game, and they do it almost all the time, they're a very frustrating team to play against. 34 points with 3 minutes to go in the game. That is strong D.
Curtis. Shot clock call.
I think we got a foul here.
Or a foul first.
And it's a foul. The Huskies a push on Sean Miller. For a personal foul.
4 fouls on Miller.
First down before that's our final media time.
You like physical play? You like the American? Miller goes down. The foul was on him.
Keys to the game, Bob Wentz. Let's revisit.
Well, UConn had to attack the rim. They did. 34 points in the paint. Hamilton, the facilitator. 9 points and 7 boards. He did his job. UCF guard the three-point line. Not bad, only 5. And the inside-outside offense was not there at all. So that key was very much discarded by the UConn Huskies. Their defense has been fantastic in this game.
Williams fouled by Miller before the immediate timeout. In front of the 1-on-1 for Matt Williams. Converted 1 more free throw.
It's never fun when you get the foul called on you and you get a whack in the mouth.
No.
On Matt Williams, that happened at the other end.
Literally insult to injury, right?
Right. And a bloody nose to boot. And the foul was on him. He's a solid player. Been very, very consistent for this team coming in his first year playing. Tough day for that guy. McBride could never get it going.
2 for 5 for the field. 4 points. 4 fouls. Justin McBride. Not one to remember from him. Sam Cassell Jr. back in. First dad Sam Sr., NBA champ 3 times.
How about that?
Right on cue, Sam Jr., his first points of the day.
Sam Cassell, of course, played in college at Florida State. Great career there.
15-year NBA veteran, now assistant coach of the LA Clippers in the NBA. Shaheed Davis up top. 3 ball, off the mark. Cassell, 3-pointer and rebound right off the bench for UConn. 36 points here for UCF. Last time they're under 40 goes back to 2003. Florida beat them 59-39. It's been a long time since they struggled like this. Adams a miss. Well, as Bob has correctly pointed out, it has been a fantastic defense of UConn. It's been a big factor of that.
No doubt about it.
Huskies' best defensive effort to date, January 19th, an American Conference win over Tulane. They won that 60-42. So D, the name of the game for UConn this year. Cassell Jr., not this time. Hustle down low, and a miss. Enoch, Stephen Enoch into the game, freshman forward from Norwalk, Connecticut. First minutes.
I'll tell you what, Grima being back is a big factor for UConn going forward here. We've talked about it a lot during the game, but it's worth emphasizing. He missed 11 games. He's only played in 9. He averages 3 blocks a game.
Bomb 3 for Matt Williams. That was a bomb.
That was why not shot.
Williams' second 3 of the game.
UConn taking their time right now, obviously in control of the game. But the subs are in, so they want to execute play, not just hold the ball.
Got one of the corner. Cassell Jr. another 3. How about that?
He's not shy.
Not at all.
Before the game, Glenn Miller, one of the assistant coaches of UConn, told me that they might see him early because they were anticipating zone.
Davis. Got a foul call.
As the Huskies found with 13. Stephen Enoch.
Chad Brown.
Picks up his first
Freshman,
team's
6'9" from Deltona, Florida. Not too far from here
and the line
in Orlando to the free throw line.
And the bonus on one.
So UConn getting the weekend at 73 in the RPI, the day in 66. As Bob said, it changes
Well, here
so
it comes.
often. Big schedule, right?
Yeah, at Memphis is a big deal. And, you know, that's Temple and Tulsa, SMU, Cincinnati, all the tough games at the end, Dave.
Big key there is SMU. Got them twice. Pony start today, number 9 in the RPI. So, yes, beating them. Beat them once, you might knock their RPI down. But still, it's going to be 2 quality wins that helps you out with the tournament selection committee. Nice drive of the basket. Calhoun's got 2. On the way to be sure to win the American Conference Tournament here in Orlando in March. But will the American this year be a 2-3 bid league? That's a good question.
Well, you know, the only thing is, when you talk about bids in leagues, non-conference schedule means a lot to all of these teams. What happens in November and December. And then, of course, when you start thinking about this league or this league versus that league or the other league, the same kinds of things, the same kind of scenarios you see in the Mountain West or the Missouri Valley or, all, you know, Atlantic 10. You know, all of these leagues have teams that are worried about how many they're going to get in. They're adjusting their RPIs and which are good wins, which are bad wins. There's a lot of games to be played yet in the regular season.
Long way to go. Just starting February here.
And it's foul play. It's a hold on Chad Brown.
Chad Brown picks up the foul for Donnie Jones. Less than 30 seconds to go in our ball game here today. The prior low for Coach Jones at UCF, 50 points in the loss December 29th at GW, 67-50. So this probably will be their season low output for points on the year for the Knights. Not good. Shot clock turned off.
They played against a great defensive team who played very well in this game. They took away the inside game, and UCF could not guard the dribble penetration. The quickness of UConn's perimeter players led to all kind of fast breaks and all kind of problems.
Freshman Stephen Enoch, Connecticut High School State Player of the Year, picks up the foul.
UConn makes a statement after losing by 1 against Cincinnati. They were not happy with that. Cincinnati's a very, very good team. Good bounce back for Kevin Ollie's group.
Huskies moved to 15-6 overall and 5-3 in the league. UCF will drop to 10-9 and 4-4 in American Conference play. Final seconds here from CFE Arena in Orlando. And the Huskies will put this one in the win column. 15th win of the year for Kevin Ollie and UConn. Defense smothering. They've won 4 of 5. UCF held to a season low 41 points. Sean Miller leads the way with 11 points, 8 rebounds. For UConn, Jalen Adams had 10 points and 5 assists. Updated standings. SMU, as we know, cannot compete in the American Conference Tournament or the NCAA Tournament. They lead everyone with an 8-1 league record, but Cincinnati, Tulsa, Temple, UConn, Houston, a lot of teams will be in the mix in the American Conference Tournament in March here in Orlando. For Bob Wentz and the entire crew, I'm Dave Ryan saying so long from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Coming up after the break, stay tuned for Inside College Basketball. And so long from Orlando. Thanks so much for watching today. UConn fans, so happy to see Amita Brima back in the lineup, healthy again. And the Huskies respond with great defense and finishes like that from Sterling Gibbs. They win big on the road against UCF.